My name is Lenka, and I'm so happy to have you here. I'm here in Bali, so let me show you where I am. I'm in a beautiful sunset right now. I'm just enjoying all this beauty. Hello, Mayan. I have this gorgeous, beautiful home, and the cleaner has just come in to do my weekly cleaning. And I'm just super happy to live here. And that's what I want to talk about, changing your life for the best. So I set up my company called the Garden of Eden House of Healing to do exactly that, to bring people back to the Garden of Eden, which is it's, look at it, it's paradise living. I just love it so much. And I used to struggle with so many things before. I had a lot of things happen to me, a lot of really big traumas. So, like immigration, family, a divorce, my parents, many like relocation situations. So, moving a lot, countries, and then places. So, I was born in Slovakia, then we moved to Austria when I was 9 years old, and then to Canada when I was 10. So I had to make friends all the time, over and over. It was really hard. I was basically a really quiet and shy person, and it was hard for me. But this gave me so many skills to um, meet new people and just train myself and just overcoming this fear of the new thing and the fear of like people as well and also cultures, because I grew up in like in a really homogenous place and country, and we've never even seen anybody from different countries there. And now I was exposed to the whole world, and basically everyone's my family. That's how I see it. And all the cultures and races and religions, everything, everyone, plant and animal life, we are all one. That's what I believe, and it's just such a joy and honor to feel that, and it's really beneficial. So let me explain how I reached that. Um, so I went through life hugely traumatized, just felt so hurt by everything that happened to me, emotionally, mentally, not so much physically. I never really got like majorly, well, there were a few situations as well. So in basically in all aspects, and like being able to transcend all of that and to come into a state of bliss again and purity and seeing things from a new perspective and giving myself new life, or like reaching that new state of life, was just the best thing that happened, that could have happened. And I'm tremendously grateful for it all. So um, that led me to study holistic medicine as well, because I ended up with a lot of like physical issues, like allergies as well, and not nothing like too major, but enough to let me know that like the medicine didn't work. Like for the symptoms, it was just depression of symptoms, like for allergies or even depression as well. Like when I was taking all the pills and medication, it just didn't work. So when um, when I was led by my father, he let me try some natural medicine, and that just healed me in 2 weeks instead of years and years of pills and medication. I was sold, and that was my new path. So my career life was art, because at that time, going through so many troubles and traumas and stresses and difficulties, I even lost my voice. I didn't even know how to express myself. I didn't know how to put in words what I felt and what I was going through. It was so difficult. So all I did was just paint pictures, and I expressed my inner world and the beauty and everything that I felt inside. So I express my personality and also my desires. So when I lived in Canada, and I always dreamt of living in a warm, hot country, and so I was painting tropical flowers and palm trees and beautiful things, and I ended up manifesting those. Um, so that was my first career. Then life also led me to move to South Korea to be an English teacher. After reaching success in New York City, I had shows and I was starting to become famous, but or kind of popular and well known. Life took me in another direction in Asia, where I really received the balance of my feminine side. I realized that out in the West, we are really driven to really be masculine, or to be in our masculine power and side. So it's a lot of like action and lots of go go go, and a lot of like to do lists, and feeling strong, being strong, taking action, and not really being in our feminine power and feminine side, which is flowing, embracing, loving, caring, family. It's a lot of just resting and being and feeling. So connecting with our heart and body, and um, feeling with all of us, like head to toe, sensations, um, luxurious treatment, and intuition. So that was the side that I was really missing, and that I received over here, and I couldn't be more grateful for it. Teaching English in Korea was really great, but then I was wondering what I should do for my higher education, like master's degree or doctorate. And then I was looking around, and I discovered that I actually would really like to study natural medicine. And I found a really good program in India which combined Indian medicine, Chinese medicine, and Japanese. And by that time, I already had an experience with Reiki, just one time in Canada, when I was going through feeling like really lost and confused and depressed. I didn't know what to do with my life. I just had no idea. Like, I was just going to my job, like office job, and just going through the motions, going through the routine and the everyday tasks. And I just, I wasn't happy. I didn't enjoy my life. I didn't like it. And there were a lot of problems, and um, I was just feeling really stuck. So, and really numb. Basically, the feeling was like I just wasn't even feeling anything. And I wanted to feel excited about my life, but I was just like feeling like a zombie, like just going through my life, like not feeling anything. And I wanted to revive myself. I wanted to feel alive again. And I remembered my childhood, like somewhat in a very, very distant past, how I would play and have fun and be myself and run around and just explore and be excited for the friends and the connections that I was meeting. But yeah, that was all gone. It's just numbness that I felt. So I decided to give myself, or like, to take a Reiki session there. My company was that I was working for was offering like a side, um, you know, sessions. Like, yeah, it was paid, but I had to sign up for it. And yeah, so I went for a Reiki session, and I was just, wow, amazed and surprised at what I felt. The lady was healing me with her hands only. She had a really nice atmosphere set up, which was of candles and nice colors and nice massage table, scents. She had like scented candles and like incense. Not too strong, but just very, very pleasant. So I went in there, and I had my session, and I was just, wow, like I felt really relaxed. And during the session, she was placing her hands on on my body, like on my chakras. And I was just really quiet. She had like really nice, like soft music playing, and I was like laying covered with the blanket that she had prepared for me. And wow, I started feeling things. Um, it was just really magical. Um, uh, when when she had her hands on my here solar plexus, and on my heart especially, I just started crying all of a sudden. I thought that was embarrassing to cry, so I tried to hide my tears, and I was just hoping that she doesn't see me. But I just, I couldn't help myself but cry. And the visions that I had, that I received during that time, was of my grandfather who really loved me back home in Slovakia. And I felt, I was taken back to that moment, and I felt his love, his peace, and his connection to me, and just these like beautiful warm feelings of feeling like received and welcome and cared for and loved and acknowledged and validated and seen, heard, all of that, like the beautiful feelings. Basically, he used to take me on these walks, and he would just do anything that I wanted. He just really rejoiced, or he was really happy to have me as his granddaughter, and he just he was enjoying every moment that he spent with me and my sister, um, just like out of pure delight and bliss. Like it was just such a blissful feeling to spend time with him and to be with him. These memories came back, and I saw and I felt that again, and I just started crying. Like I just couldn't help myself, and it was all coming out of me, like all the blockages and all the stuckness and all the tension and stress and the closedness that I felt, like every, just like a door opened and allowed my pain and my sadness to flow out and to receive this beautiful love and this peace that I felt when I was in his presence. It just felt heavenly, um, heaven on earth. And yeah, even his house felt like paradise. I promised myself that I would recreate that house, because in his house there was total peace, freedom as well. We could just do not like what we wanted, but we were just respected even as children. Like we were given priority. We were given honor and respect and love and care. You know, anything that we wanted, we received. Like we were treated like treasured guests, like royalty. And I just never forgot that. In my deepest, darkest moments of my life, when I felt even suicidal, when I just didn't want to live anymore, I remembered my grandfather's love, and I just felt like, okay, somebody loves me. I know that this love that I felt is so heavenly. It's from God, it's from the divine, it's from source, right? It's from the creator. And that's what saved me. That was the only thing that saved me. And then it just kept expanding. This love just kept growing and growing. And over the years, I kept understanding why I felt this love and where it came from. And sure, I grew up in a religious home, and I knew all the stories, from the text and um, everything that I was taught. But it's one thing to know and to like logically understand and comprehend things. Another thing is to feel it, to feel all those things. So, love is a feeling. It's also action. It's also thought, and all those things. But love is also a feeling and experience. So, yeah, that was my beautiful experience. And then in Korea, I had the opportunity to learn Reiki, how to give Reiki, and to myself and to others, and also to receive Reiki, which I mean I already had that experience. But I took level one Reiki with my friend Katrina from America, and so she attuned me, and I learned how to give myself Reiki, how to give others Reiki, and in the second level, I learned the symbols, how to make it even powerful and more strong. So I learned the symbols of like a power symbol, emotional, mental symbol, and also distance, how to send Reiki across distances, and also into the past, present, and future. So that was really powerful. And then a few years later, I also became a master Reiki and teacher. So that was another amazing, incredible experience to be able to pass on this gift to others. And that's what I do now as well. So thank you for allowing me to share this story. And yeah, so I've been attuning people as well. I give coaching, so sessions to people who need it, who are also going through um, deep, dark, sad, depressed moments and times and days and weeks, years. um, so um, okay, so then yeah, Reiki was that one part, and then I also studied holistic medicine, as I previously said, um, which was just so impactful for me. For example, I had allergies like hay season, hay fever. So during the end of the summer season, I would just get allergies, and I would just have to blow my nose all the time, sneeze. It was just so uncomfortable, like all day long for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I would have this, and just felt like to no end. I would take symptom relief, but um, I just knew that wasn't really the best solution for my body. And then my mom suggested that I try like a mix of like cinnamon and honey and bee pollen. And I tried it. So, um, I was eating this for like every day for a few days. And suddenly my allergies just disappeared. And I had them for 8 years. And just like magic, just like a miracle, they were gone in a matter of a few days. So this made me a huge believer. I also really struggled with, due to stress in my jobs. I had H. pylori, so like a stomach issue that was like almost causing me ulcers in my stomach. So, and it was from stress. Every time I would go into like a stressful situation at work, which was usually due to office politics and the things that were going on between people, and a lot of emotions back and forth, and gossip, a lot of like stuff like between people, that I felt like I'm a very sensitive person, and I would feel like all the words being said, all the thoughts being thought, all the actions being done, and this stuff would really affect me. So I just developed a lot of stress and anxiety, and I would feel like this, like these sharp pains in my stomach, like in my chest area, in my heart, but also in my stomach. And then when I went for tests to the doctor in Europe, the doctor took blood, and she found that I had H. pylori, which is it's like really destructive, and yeah, that causes ulcers. So I went to my dad in England at that time. He was living there, and I told him, and he panicked. He freaked out because he's been such a health freak. And so I told him. He totally freaked out, and he didn't like the sound of that, and he just had me on lettuce. He gave me like a leaf of lettuce for dinner, maybe two, like a big one and a small one. And that was my dinner, like on a plate. So he had me like eating raw, vegan. And well, actually, I did have salmon as well at that time. I wasn't fully vegan or vegetarian even at that time. But this dinner with that leaf of lettuce on the plate, that was funny. I shared that story so many times, and it's just like it's become a funny story. He had me exercising, so I went like running with him outside, jogging into the fresh air, just got my body moving. What else did he do? Yeah, we talked a lot as well. So a lot of the problems that I just I was forced to keep in, I could talk. I could talk out, and he just encouraged me to like talk about everything, to say everything, and to share everything with him, and to speak it all out, and that really helped because he received me with a lot of love and compassion and understanding, and I was just supported and I was held. So yeah, he changed my life, and he also had me on like he would like grate carrots and beetroots, and he would feed me that. I was 26 years old then, and yeah, I'm 43 now. Look at me. I mean, I get compliments that I look like I'm 10 years younger, right? And yeah, he would feed me this like carrot beetroot salad. And by the time it was Christmas, so in 2 weeks I went back to Slovakia and I had my test done. Actually, I had the tube down my throat into the stomach, and they didn't find anything anymore. No more H. pylori, nothing. So I was healed. I was cured with nature, with natural therapies, and I'm just forever grateful to that. And yeah, that just set the course of my life later. And I studied, natural medicine, and I just love it. So let me do a little quick session for you now and give you like a sample demonstration of what I do. Okay, so let me put the phone here. Okay, so what I do in the sessions is I also have these angel cards, and they are like Queen of the Moon Oracle, Work Your Light, um, Archangel Oracle cards, Romance Angels, the Hidden Truth Oracle, Energy Oracle cards, the Akashic Tarot, and Crystal Angels. So, which ones would you like now? I don't have my sage with me. I sometimes have that too. That really helps to clear the energy and to breathe in. I sometimes do use essential oils. I do love doTERRA. So, wild orange, I have that with me for the creativity, for the sacral chakra. I do smell them or I put them on. This one is Smart and Sassy. Yeah, so good. Okay, so let's do the crystal angels. So I want to pull some cards for you. Um, okay, so if you're going through something, usually people go through really hard times just to awaken, and the universe or God, source, like it's cracking them open so that they can open to a new reality. It's really common, like after my experience in Bali, so I ended up going to Bali and experiencing actually this community, this like people like me. So I ended up being lost and found, and yeah, just like really happy with who I was because I found like-minded people, and sitting in the circles, you can share who you are, just like with my dad, but that was with others, um, other like women, men, sisters, brothers, who just, you can say like there's a question, or you go to like a heart-centered space, and you're seen, heard, felt, understood all of that. So these moments were precious to me and just so deeply healing. So yeah, and then I went back to Canada, and I was just full of this, like, this became my world, this Bali bubble. It just became me, and it just became my new normal. So I just lived in it, and it felt so good and happy. And then I went back to Canada, and people saw this glow, like people saw this bliss that I reached and achieved by really feeling that we are all one. I am you, and you are me, and we all belong together, and we all share something in common with each other. Um, so I found this, and I went back to Canada, and I just ended up having these beautiful conversations just with random people that I ended up meeting on a trail, in a park, or in a coffee shop. And we ended up having these gorgeous conversations, and that went really deep, even about past lives, because past lives is another technique that I use to heal a lot of my family trauma. So, back then I didn't understand why all this was happening to me, why I had to suffer so much in my life, and the past lives explained everything to me. I can get back to that as well, because that's a really interesting topic. So let me pull some cards for you, because the people that I spoke to, that we ended up having these conversations with, like, they told me that they don't have anybody like me. They wish that they had somebody to talk to about these things, and they just don't. They couldn't find anybody like that. But I already met, by the time I was talking to the fifth person, I already had this collection of people that I met that were interested in these spiritual, emotional, mental, this kind of mind, body, and soul connection um, topics, and that were really eager to discuss them and find meaning in their life. And I said, I know a bunch of people like you. Let's just get together and discuss all these things. So, yeah, my life took on another journey. So we ended up actually leaving Canada. I'm coming back to Bali and spending, COVID here. And yeah, so that was a beautiful experience as well. But if you're going through anything in your life, let me pull these cards for you. So I'll do a past, present, and future reading for you. Okay, so I have three. So the past is answered prayers. So all your great work has opened the door for divine solutions and support. So answered prayers. So that means that in the past, your prayers were answered. So you had that connection to God. Like, you were praying, you were asking, you were requesting, and you received the response. You received um, the blessing of your prayers. The present is let yourself sparkle and shine. You are guided to be bold and show your bigger than life side to the world. So let yourself shine, let yourself sparkle and shine. Make yourself big, show who you are, show the larger than life version of yourself. Which actually is a good thing. That reminds me of the breathwork exercises that we can do as well, when we can fill our bodies with 7 breaths of God, and we can let ourselves be nourished by the breath, and it's just really amazing. So we can feel our physical body, then we do 7 breaths for the mind as well. We can feel our brain, our mental processes, and help to heal those. and then our heart, our emotions, so 7 breaths for the emotions as well, and then so we can feel our heart as well, and then 7 breaths for our spirit. And when you feel your spirit, you will discover that you are much bigger than your body. So you are even bigger than your house or even your city. I felt my spirit as big as the earth, and no wonder that we are all one, because our spirits are all together as one. And that's why we can feel what other people are feeling. And that's why there's also telepathy, because sometimes you are thinking of someone, of your mom or your friend, and they just happen to call you. Or, you receive some insights, and you just know that it's from your spirit. So it's because your spirit is so big. And the future card is give it to God. So take a deep breath, and on the exhale, release the situation to God for healing and answers. That's so perfect. That's exactly what I was talking about. So doing the breath work, take a deep breath and exhale and just give it to God for healing and answers. So such beautiful cards, just perfect. Usually, when people, like, these are actually very positive and really, really beautiful. Usually when I do them, it's like prophetic as well, and very, very deep, very revealing. So, usually the person would tell me about their life as well, but sometimes not, and the cards reveal the truth. So yeah, thank you cards, and thank you spirit. um, so which ones? Yeah, this is actually good. Yeah, past, present, and future. Um, let's. What should we do? Okay, let's pull like an encouraging card from the angels, from the archangels. Yeah, and like I've helped a lot of people um, who are, sometimes they are on crossroads. They are going through retirement. Yeah, I've helped a lot. I helped a lot of like older people. So they are, they've already done their work and lived their life, but they are, they didn't really fulfill their dreams and their desires and their wishes. So they were stuck. Like this person, one man I was helping, he was really, he really wanted to travel, but his wife was holding him back, and just, like they had a lot of tension around that. So it's like a really stuck position to be in, right? Because your heart is pulling you, like your soul is pulling you one direction, but the people around you are pulling you into another direction. So yeah, like it's a difficult position to be in, and then you're just like in a tug of war. You don't know what to choose for yourself, so it becomes a little bit hard. So that's why support is needed, right? To find clarity and somebody to see your soul, and somebody from the outside, like that's neutral, to really support you and um, not be biased, and not like not like, I mean, I don't have any, someone to not have like their own selfish desires, but just to support you, like out of purity. So, yeah, let's pull this card as an encouragement. Spread your wings and fly. Archangel Ariel, do not hold back right now. The timing is perfect and you are ready to soar. So, yeah, that's what I have for you. A recent person I was also helping is somebody who relocated from Ukraine to Canada, and he had this idea of this like perfect life there, or something that's better, but he ended up being stuck in a very, very tedious and hardworking, like very heavy job that was just really bringing him down. The collective, the people around him were just really negative with their words, with their actions, and he just got so drained every day. And coming home, he just felt exhausted, and like the money was good, but he just started losing himself and who he really is, and his passion, his joy for life, and his kind of like just his the preciousness of life, and his vitality. So his health even started decreasing, and it's a good thing that he joined with me, that he signed up, because I was able to help him out of that situation and find alternatives. And he ended up quitting his job really after just a short time. He got the courage and the support to quit his job and find something else, to start his own business, because that's really what he wanted to do. So he already had savings 6 months, so he was okay there. And I just love supporting, people like this. And yeah, I do want to take a moment to breathe. And so let's do those breathing techniques together. So remember, it's 7 breaths for the body, 7 breaths for the mind, 7 breaths for the emotions, and 7 breaths for the spirit. And we can also do positive affirmations along with that, because it's a perfect match to go with it. And we can remind ourselves of who we are, how great we are, and how divine, our divine spark, our divine life. So let's do that. So 7 breaths. And take like deep belly breaths, so that you are filling your whole body with oxygen, and you're letting it all circulate in a really good way. So you start off feeling low energy, um, lost, confused, sad, low vibe basically, and you just work your way up to like total transformation of like bliss and healing and happiness. Yeah. 7, that was for the body. I already feel much better. For the mind. It's great for the mind. Now for the emotions, for the heart. Seven. And spirit. Feel your spirit, how far it goes, like how big your spirit is. That should put a smile on your face if it hasn't already. Let's take some accelerated breaths as well to get into a state of total bliss. So start off with your mouth open, just with mouth breathing, and then speed up. So much circulation. You might feel dizzy and lighthearted. Yeah. Let the breath circulate through your body. And let's say the positive affirmations. I am divine. I am special. I am precious. I am light. I am love. I am worthy. I am unique. I am healthy. I am strong. I am wealthy. I am seen. I am loved. I am felt. I am heard. I am understood. I am bliss. So, I also have tapping techniques that we can use as well to release a lot of things that are stuck. And to basically, if you have relationship problems or with your mother, father, childhood trauma, you can release all of that anger. For example, even though my father didn't spend enough time with me when I was growing up, I still love and accept myself. Even though my life is not perfect, I still love and accept myself. Even though I felt not seen and not loved, I still love and accept myself. So that's a way to release all the traumas and all the childhood wounding, everything that you've experienced. You can just release it out of your body by loving yourself and giving yourself that love and care that you need, and that makes you feel whole and complete. So I also work with parenting issues and problems. If you have something with your children, I have an 8-year-old son who is just gorgeous and beautiful and so loved, so adored, so cherished, and yeah, it's just a pleasure raising him. So my packages, you sign up below for a session to book a call with me. Usually I charge $100 per session for healing, and I have monthly and weekly packages available. If you'd like to fast track through your program, you can do more condensed sessions, like we can meet every other day or 3 times a week, 2 times a week, or once a week, monthly. So let me give you a custom-made program for yourself. My packages, my program is also usually $2,000 or $1,000. But if you sign up below, you can get a discount of 500. There he is. There he is. There he yeah, so I'm making a webinar. So sign out below to book a call with me. I'd love to work with you and I'd love to help you reach your goals and to achieve the life that you desire. Okay. Sign up below.